Well, hello there. Welcome to Back of the Cereal Box in the Virtual Rec Room. I am your host this morning, the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka, but you can call me Johnny. And this morning we have a very special guest in the Virtual Rec Room, Marccella Gonzalez, who is going to be talking with us about all things Godzilla. And we are going to do that right after this.
It's like Coca-Cola, Levi Strauss, Johnny Carson and Mickey Mouse. The first star was James Dean. Elvis Presley, yeah, he's still the king. Some things are only imitatable. You can't beat an original. Oh, you can't beat an original.
Good morning, friends and foes. Welcome back to the Virtual Rec Room. This is Back of the Cereal Box, a pop culture podcast where we celebrate the fun of the Saturdays of our youth while surviving adulthood today. And who am I? I am the prophet of pop culture, John Pyka. You can call me Johnny. And Avengers comic books and Star Wars movies and Saturday morning cartoons made me who I am today. And that's what this show is about, because as a kid, Saturday mornings for me meant cartoons, comic books, kung fu movies, and kaiju. And because we didn't have smartphones or tablets at the breakfast table on Saturday morning, or any morning for that matter, we were reading the back of the cereal box in between all of that fun activity. That was our newspaper. That was our world. That was our portal to the geek pop culture stuff that we love today. And that's what this show is all about. And without further ado, please welcome in this morning's co-host. She is the Peppermint Princess, the social media socialite, everyone's favorite emotional support Canadian, the one, the only, Willow Skylor.
Hi.
Willow, what are you wearing this morning?
I'm so sorry. It kind of looks a little low cut, doesn't it? I'm so sorry.
I love it. We love it. We love it. Little robe and cami. I love it. Love it. Look, I'm wearing my brand new Buc-ee's t-shirt. Now, I had a specific t-shirt I wanted to wear this morning, but I couldn't find it. But
it's in the laundry.
I picked this up last weekend in Kentucky when we were dealing with the passing of my father-in-law. Have you heard of Buc-ee's?
I heard of it. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like that up here that I know of. But
they're still kind of rare in the U.S. I mean, they're immensely popular, but you have to drive to find a Buc-ee's. But once you do, it's like the holy mecca of gas station combo grocery store restaurant. Anyway, I had to pick up a Buc-ee's t-shirt last weekend, and but you know what else I'm wearing, Willow? I'm wearing my Grogu pajamas.
Nice.
But let me see if I can. I gotta be a little bit of a yoga master here.
Ooh, show that leg
to see my giant.
Let's bring you up full screen.
Kaiju slippers. I got the big kaiju slippers, my Bigfoot or bear slippers. So yeah, look, I've been gone for 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, we missed you.
And so it's glad to be back. I'm super happy to be back. So Willow, I introduced you as the social media socialite, the Peppermint Princess, everyone's favorite emotional support Canadian. What is your pop culture passion?
My pop culture passion is very much superheroes, everything. comic books, movies, cartoons, you name it. I was the one who wanted to be a superhero when I was young. Yeah.
Who didn't? Well, so I got a question for you. Who was your absolute all-time favorite superhero?
Oh, well, it definitely was Rogue from the X-Men. Rogue and Beast were two of my favorites.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm even one of those nerds that wrote fanfics.
All right. So what are, in your opinion, what is the most overrated comic book character? The one you're just like, I don't get why people like this character.
You know, I kind of struggled with that when it came to Superman.
Okay. That's hey, that's okay. That's respectable. I'm that way with Batman. I'm like,
I love Batman. I love but Superman just for me just super strong. You know, did everything right, and it was just kind of annoying, I guess.
yeah, he's unrelatable because he's so godlike, right?
Yeah.
There's no human element that we can relate to. Anyway, I get you on that. I get that. Well, hey, waiting to come onto the virtual platform into the rec room in the green room is someone I'm really excited to introduce to our friends and foes, our family. I've become really great friends with this young lady on Clubhouse, and this is our first time kind of meeting face to face via the magic of the interwebs. And when she told me, one, that she was a huge Godzilla fan, and two, that this week was Godzilla's birthday.
Oh.
Like, oh, well, we got one, we got to have you on the show, and two, you know, I talk about in the intro every Saturday, I talk about, you know, comic books, cartoons, kaiju, and kung fu movies, and we have yet to have taken a deep dive into Godzilla and other kaiju, and that was such a huge part of my Saturday morning. So I was like, okay, you got to come on the show, all the way from New York City. Please welcome my friend, your friend, and everyone's favorite Clubhouse hostess. She is Marccella Gonzalez.
Hey guys.
Good morning.
Nobody
Marccella.
uses my last name anymore, Johnny. I'm Marccella, like Prince, Madonna. That's it.
Oh,
just one name.
Forgive me. So here's the, all right, Willow, little bit inside baseball. So in our guest intake form, when guests are, you know, sending me their stuff, there's a section that says, please provide a short bio for the host. And you know what Marccella wrote? She wrote, you can't tell me what to do.
So 10 pages long.
so that's all I got. That's so all I could do for an intro was what I knew about Marccella, and we've had some great conversations on Clubhouse. And if you're not on Clubhouse, check it out. It is a great social audio app that you can make real world connections. And you know, Willow, I know you recently joined Clubhouse, but I haven't seen you active very much yet.
I haven't been really active. I'm really bad at doing the whole introducing thing. It's like someone has to add me to a conversation, and then I become active.
Well, I whenever I'm on, I'm gonna ping you.
Okay.
And here's what you need to do. Create that 20 to 30 second introduction that you can do every single time. And when people call you up, you can say, hi, I'm Willow Skylor. Here's what I am. Here's what I'm about. And I'm glad to be here because.
Okay. Will do.
So, hey guys, we have already, Marccella, besides Godzilla, And we're calling you Godzilla's girlfriend because you know that's what we do here. Um, Besides Godzilla, what's your other pop culture passion? What do you love?
Kung fu movies. Yeah,
Really?
has to be. Yeah, I have a few on my shelf. Um, I can't see them from here because blind, but anything by the Shaw Brothers.
Okay.
Um, My Young Auntie is probably one of my favorites. Five Samurai, Seven Samurai. There's a bunch over there. My other favorite, they can't. There's no way to translate the name. It's called Dirty Ho because the bad guys, the young guy and the protagonist, his name is Ho.
I think we broke Marccella.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, this is me every morning.
well, that's awesome. I love that. I just watched Blade of the 47 Ronin, and I had never seen it before. That's not a Chinese kung fu movie. It's a Japanese ninja movie,
Mm.
ninja samurai movie, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was a sequel to the Keanu Reeves movie, but you don't have to have seen the Keanu Reeves movie to watch this movie and appreciate it. You know what I realized I forgot I did, Willow, or did not do? I forgot to acknowledge our sponsors, the Murdering Crows, who do that awesome theme song for us. And you
Yes.
can get their record, For Bad Crows, at Amazon, Google, and Apple Music. And of course, we need to thank our supporters, Charisse Collins, Cindy Kep, Brian Huff, Dave Manginelli, Dave Mattingly, Crystal Raven Jones, Eli Cash. And you too can have your name in lights at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. Make a contribution. And while you're jumping around the internet, visit Amazon, Barnes & Noble. Check out my series, Tales of the Decoverse, Night Reich, One Night at the Roxy, and The League of Impossibilists. Volume 3 of the novel is coming at the first of the year, so very excited about that. Now, we have some comments, and this is how this works, Marccella. We take interactive comments from the audience, and our Cereal Box Network friend and co-host, George Bueller, is chiming in. Good morning, Cereal Boxers. Good morning, George. Another great Clubhouse friend, James Scott from the Across the Pond Sports Network, says, "What's up, party people?" And he agrees with you, Willow. James Scott says, "I'm with Willow, not a Superman fan." And James also adds, "My oldest son, Logan, is watching, and he just said, I want to be like him." Aw, well, thank you. Pink beard and all? Hot,
Do it.
hot. Listen, okay, you guys, I don't really share stories about the ghost tours on this show very much, but you guys know that one of my side gigs, one of my gigs is as a paranormal storyteller, and I lead haunted tours throughout Nashville. And last night, I'm standing waiting for my guests. I've got the hot pink beard going, and these two really, really attractive older women saw me and immediately made a beeline to me. And this one, she had this, I mean, she was probably late 50s, early 60s, but her hair was blue. And she just threw herself all over me. That's never happened to me before. But it was all because of the hot pink. And so, guys out there, I'm just telling you, don't be afraid of pink.
Women love color.
They really do. They really do. So, Facebook user says, good morning, Facebook user. Glad you were with us. Don't know who that is, but tell us, and we'll call you by your name instead of Facebook user. So, Marccella, okay, before we get to this, I got a question for our audience. So, our loyal fans have noticed that we've been experimenting with some formatting. We've been able the last 3 weeks to do live in-person broadcasts with me, Dee, and Sarah Jenkins coming on as a new co-host. So do you guys like that format? Have you enjoyed that? And do you want to see more of it? And I think what we're going to end up doing, Willow, is I've been offered a space, a studio space by a sponsor with a stage. And I think we're going to do 2 Saturdays a month on that sound stage, in that space.
Oh.
And then we'll continue to do virtual for special guests like Marccella, and then do the Comic-Con lives and whatnot as those are appropriate. So would you guys watching dig that as a kind of a rotating format? Virtual versus live in person and whatnot. And Willow is working on a new show for the Cereal Box Network that's going to be all about animals.
Yes, because I see so many, like a lot of my friends a lot of the people who I've connected over the years with are all somehow got a little bit of fame with their animals. And one of them is the cat rapper, and he appeared on Netflix's Cat People. And he's a fun guy to talk to and listen to. He does live Facebook Live, as well as he has a Discord. And so, yeah, he's just phenomenal.
Wait, the cat rapper?
Yeah.
This is a story all about how my cat got turned all upside down. I was going to use another word for cat, but I thought maybe it would not work on a Saturday morning.
So I'm going to try working on getting him on the show for sure, because he's just such an uplifting type of person, very positive.
Marccella, are you a pet person? Are you an animal person?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have 2 cats.
Yeah?
And we're looking for a therapy dog.
A therapy dog?
For my daughter. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't get a Chihuahua.
Was that a Mexican joke?
No, because I have Chihuahuas. Chihuahuas are not good therapy dogs. Chihuahuas need their own therapy.
I like
That's
Chihuahuas.
all I'm saying. I love Handsome Jacks. He is my buddy. The other Chihuahua, she passed away last year at a ripe old age of 80 in dog years. But she was my girlfriend. She was my world. But I never thought I would be a Chihuahua guy until I got one. And they're so sweet. They're so funny. They're so full of personality. But I don't think they would make good therapy dogs. I think for a therapy dog, you need, like a big lazy beast that just wants to snuggle and cuddle with you all the time. Like
she wants a golden retriever. But
yeah, that's what I was going to suggest.
More a Sholo dog or Irish Wolfhound, but she's like, nah, Mom, it's okay.
I get it. Hey, George Bueller is chiming in. The live location shows are fun and definitely have a different energy. And he says, I love Willow's animal show idea. My 3 kitties want to be a guest.
Absolutely.
And DJ Ravioli is the best. Is that the cat rapper?
Yeah, that's IMO show is what his name is. DJ Ravioli is one of his cats that he that appears every so often. So
that's fantastic. So we have a brand new segment this week that I'm so excited about. Are you guys ready for it? Are you ready?
Sure.
Are you ready? It's time to move on. Our brand new segment is, normally we do What's in the Bowl, where we talk about what we're eating in our bowl on Saturday morning. But I decided I wanted to do something new. So we are doing Will It Cereal. Will It Cereal. So what brought this about was a couple of weeks ago, Ritz Crackers suggested that their Ritz peanut butter crackers are acceptable as, wrong button, are acceptable as cereal. So, Ritz peanut butter crackers, will it cereal? So I've opened it up. I've got the crackers out. I'm going to crush them up because it's going to be hard to cereal peanut butter crackers in full form. So I'm just going to do a few, put them in the bowl here. Now, I got to think, Ritz crackers are like the universal garnish for like everything at Thanksgiving and Christmas, right, Marccella? You put Ritz crackers on top of everything. You don't know, you don't. Uh-oh.
I don't think she's agreeing with you there, Johnny.
No, well, normal people know what I'm talking about. So I've got my Ritz peanut butter, but so I'm thinking, and my almond milk. So I'm thinking they might be onto something here because Ritz crackers go on everything at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then we've got the peanut butter, and I love peanut butter cereal. So here we go. I'm going to try Ritz peanut butter crackers in the cereal bowl with milk. Will it cereal?
No.
At first, I said no.
No.
The first reaction of my taste buds were no, this does not work. But then, all of a sudden, the flavor palette changed, and it became delicious.
Good to know. So dip your peanut buttery Oreos into your milk, guys. Good to know.
So, this is not something I would like run down to the kitchen to fix. But you know what? It's actually, I love the peanut butter and milk together. And, you know, the cracker gives it that cereal texture and flavor. Then you got a little bit of the saltiness that just offsets the sweet. Okay. Will it cereal Ritz peanut butter crackers? I'm going to say it's a big yes.
Okay.
And Willow, we got a couple of comments as I'm trying this. What are people saying?
All right. So George, with Johnny, I finally picked up a Batman Who Laughs figure, as well as Baron Zero. Still looking for a Flash. Now,
Okay.
I'm curious where he got the figurine from.
Well, so Walmart has the Batman Who Laughs as part of the Superman Superpowers series, and I got one. I don't have it to show off this morning because I got something else for new loot. But yeah, so Baron Zemo is available at Walgreens. And all right, so Facebook says maybe Ritz Bits, the tiny ones with cereal better, maybe less crumble. So I agree. And that's what I was looking for. And I couldn't find peanut butter Ritz Bits. I only found the
cheese
cheddar
one.
cheese Ritz Bits. And I thought, you know, I don't think cheddar cheese is going to cereal. I just don't. Now, I will tell you this, that was surprisingly good. That was, I'm really shocked. And so for the next couple of weeks, Willow, we're going to do these Will It cereals.
Okay. Awesome.
So I might be sending folks out to find some stuff.
I can do like little bits here and there. Unfortunately, next Saturday I'm working, but yeah, send me ideas and I'll make little short clips for you.
Now, Marccella, do you think, what do you think, Ritz Bits or Ritz peanut butter crackers? Would you have thought that could be a breakfast cereal?
I can't eat peanut butter, so it's off
What?
the table for me. Yeah.
What, are you allergic?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I won't die. I just get these awful hives from peanuts.
That's awful. That's
Yeah,
not
so-
fun.
but I still steal Luna's Reese's peanut butter cups.
Oh,
Because it doesn't have any real peanut butter in it.
interesting.
I mean,
Nice.
do you break out with hives from Reese's? Just a little
Tiny
bit.
bit.
Yeah.
Not-
Yeah, it's
not a
just
lot.
trace elements in the
Yeah.
peanut butter cups. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Reese's mini peanut, because they now make the little mini bites. They're like this big. Ooh.
I have a whole pack in my fridge right now.
Willow. Maybe
Okay.
maybe you need to go grab them and see if it will cereal.
I'll
was
add
just
it to
thinking
my
the same
my Cheerio or my Rice Krispies. We'll see if that.
So you're
tastes good.
eating Rice Krispies this morning. Is it the sugar Rice Krispies? Cinnamon
It's
sugar?
the cinnamon one.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So good. So good. Hey, look who's chiming in. It's Keisha Acuff. Hello, beautiful people. Now, it's time for my favorite part of the show, Marccella. It is time for us to reach in to the cereal box, because when I was a kid, I don't know what just happened with my voice there. When I was a kid, after cartoons, after we would reach into the cereal box and pull out the surprise, the toy inside. And so this is my favorite part of the show. It is time for New Loot. And in honor of you, Marccella, and in honor of Godzilla,
Gojira.
Gojira,
Ooh, what is this, Johnny?
I've got the Godzilla Shogun figure.
Hmm.
This
so
is
jealous.
This is a 3 3/4 version of the Shogun Godzilla I had as a kid, which was a 15-foot tall beast of a figure, which I loved. And it has this lever on the back that you press down and the flame shoots out. Now, the original one, the big one, had a fist that fired. And we showed this off on the live show from Smokey's Toys and Collectibles a couple of weeks ago, the real one. But I picked up this 3 3/4 figure from Reaction, Super 7 Toys. But I also picked up, to go along with him, you ready for this, Marccella?
Yeah. Oh my god, I can't stand you.
So you know what? Every collector on the planet is about to lose their collective mind, because I'm going to do something.
Oh my god.
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Let's open these
I hope you
bad
bought a
boys.
second one.
No, I did not.
Oh my god.
I am an out of the box collector, and so there's.
Ooh.
And I love
Jaguar.
this. I love these Super 7 Reaction figures because they have minimum articulation. Just the head, shoulders, and hips. Just like the old Star Wars figures from 1977. So we're going to set him there. We're going to open Godzilla. I'm super excited about this. I've had this sitting for almost 2 years in a box in my office because I didn't have anything else to go with it until I got my favorite Jet Jaguar. Oh, I guess we should have said that's who that is, because people
Jet
may not
Jaguar,
know who Jet Jaguar is. He is my favorite Godzilla character. And so here we go. The Super 7 Retro Action Godzilla. Check it out. Oh, come on.
Oh
Oh,
my
we got to
God.
press
There
it.
we
We got
go.
to press it.
I had one of those as a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
Cool.
Yeah. I love this. And look, they're the right scale to go together. I love this. They're going right on my desk. Now, Marccella, here's the reason I'm an out-of-the-box collector, and here's why I don't care if I open them. Because over the weekend, especially last weekend, we had to clean out my late father-in-law's apartment. He passed away suddenly and without a will, and we had 48 hours to clean out his apartment. And he was a collector of just stuff, and more stuff ended up having to be hauled away to the dump than we were able to save. And so here's my thing. If you're a collector of anything, one, have a will, two, enjoy them, and you know, don't just put them away in a box, never to be seen, because you think they're going to have some kind of intrinsic value or go up in value. Because at the end of the day, the things that you love and cherish and you think are so important to hold on to and save are going to end up in somebody's trash.
Yep.
So enjoy them today. I love Jet Jaguar. Anybody else have new loot this morning?
My husband bought Shang-Chi on DVD.
Oh, okay. So had you seen it before?
Not yet. I'm I'm a little slow on my superhero movies apparently, and I'm a little I need to catch up.
Well, so here's what I would say. Have you seen Loki? You've not seen that on
No,
Disney
not
Plus. Okay. Have you seen any of the newer Marvel stuff, like Eternals or Multiverse of Madness?
I'm waiting for my husband to sit down and watch them with me because he gets mad when I watch it without him.
Willow. All right, what's Marccella got? Here, hold on.
It looked like Doctor Strange.
We actually did. We got both of them, but I don't know where the other one is. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Thank you. Luna just gave me a kiss. And then we got Lightyear.
Ooh.
Not Light Beer, Lightyear.
Yeah. So Lightyear, have you watched it yet?
Oh yeah, we watched it.
And what did you think of Lightyear?
They changed his voice, which is a little weird. So in my, I talk about my neurodivergent brain all the time. It didn't register. Then I realized who he was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. Yeah, ish.
Yeah, no, it did not deserve the hate that it got.
No, definitely not.
No, that's because a lot of people are, I guess, I want to say purists, and they watch the cartoon, and they use that as a reason why they shouldn't have made the movie.
Well, the cartoon series, the Saturday morning series, didn't use Tim Allen's voice either.
Oh.
And only the Toy Story movies. And this was not a Toy Story movie. This is they marketed it the wrong way. The opening credit, the opening credit of the show, it says in 1995, Andy's favorite movie was about Buzz Lightyear. This is that movie. So in universe, this is the movie that Andy loved, that we never got to see, and now we're finally getting to see it. And that's how they should. But people were confused. So anyway, hey, my friend Cade at Cartoon Commotion says the newer life-size Ultimates of the Super 7 Godzilla are super expensive. The reaction figures are so much fun. I've got a bunch of the G.I. Joes. Yes, I'm obsessed with the Super 7 reaction figures. I've got a whole bunch of them that I need to get out of the box and start putting on display. I've got a bunch of and I've got the Marvel Legends Retro, which I'm obsessed with. I'm obsessed with those. Willow, you know that. You see me showing those off all the time. And those are on display. But I'm going to create a shadow box for them. Because
that's a smart thing to do.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So anyway, Marccella, what did you think about Lightyear? I mean, did you think it deserved the hate?
No, I think as a standalone film, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like the time travel because I'm all about time travel too. That's my other guilty pleasure.
What's your favorite time travel movie?
I don't have a favorite. I like almost everything, but Predestination is pretty high on the list right now.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's with Ethan Hawke. Yeah. You got to check it out. I can't even describe to you what it's about. It's just
I think I know what movie you're talking about. Yeah.
Did I get the name wrong?
I love time travel movies. I love time travel stories. So I need to check
I love
that
time
one out.
travel shows as well.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I was just talking about Guy Pearce's version of The Time Machine last night.
Okay, yeah.
Because nobody liked it, and I happen to like him very much.
I didn't
as
like
an
that
actor.
movie.
No, I mean the Morlocks were just why.
But I didn't like the original either.
Nobody likes the original.
Yeah, the book was phenomenal. But anyway, if you want to see a great H.G. Wells time travel movie, the movie Time After Time is the one to watch.
Malcolm McDowell.
Yeah, and
Mary Steenburgen.
David Warner and Mary Steenburgen. Yeah. Unbelievable movie.
That's a good one. I actually have the book sequel, which is called Jacqueline the Ripper.
Oh, okay.
There's a sequel to the original book. Yeah.
What?
So
I didn't know it was originally
no spoilers for the it was a book originally. Most things are. But Jacqueline the Ripper is what happens to Jack the Ripper after being sent in time or lost in time at the end of the original book.
Wow. Okay. Well, we got a couple more comments here. We got Robert Seth Goodyear says, I was never a fan of Toy Story, so it doesn't bother me if Tim Allen was in it. I think they did Tim Allen wrong by not asking him first, but I think Tim has moved on and he has the final Santa Claus movie coming out this December, I believe. No, it's a series. The Santa Clauses. It's a series on Disney Plus. Super excited about that. And Facebook user says Predestination is a great movie with Ethan Hawke. Yes, it is. And that's gone to the top of my list because I'd never heard of it. And thank you, Marccella, for introducing me to Predestination. Whoop, 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 whoop.
So what time travel shows do you guys actually enjoy? Like what?
All right. So this might be heresy, but I adore the Back to the Future series.
Okay.
See, Marccella is not so much. I love it because it's action adventure, it's comedy, and number 3 is my favorite with the Old West, the Wild West. But I was a big fan of the show Timeless on NBC. Did you watch that, Marccella? Oh, such a great show. It was about this secret organization called Rittenhouse that was trying to go through time and change events to basically create their own future, their own present. And another team of government-sponsored agents was chasing them through time to prevent them from changing key historical moments. It was phenomenal. And, one of them was, the dilemma of assassinating baby Hitler.
Oh, okay.
Do you do it or not?
You don't, because there'll always be another.
Yeah. Andrew Milden says, hi, all.
Hi, Andrew.
And George Beeler says, for an interestingly accurate take on time travel is Primer. And
Time
Robert,
Cop?
Actually, Time Cop is a fun movie.
It was a good movie. Just, yeah. I will say that I did enjoy that, but not my favorite movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And Mia Sara.
I mean, it was a fun movie, but Ron Silver was in it, and that made the movie worth watching. And George Bueller says, Time After Time is a wonderful film. Yes, it is. And Robert Seth Goodyear says, yes, Timeless was awesome. But we're talking about all these time travel movies, and Andrew Milden says Paper Girls was a pretty good time travel show, and I can't get into it. Andrew, I've tried. I can't get into it.
I can't either.
Um,
So fun fact. My kids always hate when I do this, but Richard Matheson wrote the original Somewhere in Time, which was with Christopher Reeve, Superman,
right,
and Jane Seymour. But it was called Bid Time Return. It's not in print anymore. Somebody got me a copy for my birthday a few years back. He's the same guy who wrote I Am Legend, Stir of Echoes, and What Dreams May Come.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, you know, I'm a book hoarder, right?
I've been to the hotel where they filmed Somewhere in Time.
I think you told me that. I'm so jealous. Don't talk to me.
Well, you know, we've been talking about time travel movies, but what we're really here to talk about this week in the Rec Room is something monumental that happened this week. This week was the birthday, and I believe, is it 63 years?
Wow.
Is that right?
Almost.
62 year birthday of the king of all monsters, Godzilla.
Actually,
Godzilla.
You know, it's not even 62. He'll be, he's 68.
Okay, 68.
He was
so
born
almost
1954.
Yeah.
So I just want to give you some background. His birthday, his original birthday, was when the film was released on April 9th, 1954. However, he was introduced to the U.S. on November 3rd, 1954. So this is why I celebrate him on November 3rd. I do crazy stuff like that. Like my cat's adoption day is their birthday. So his original birthday, April 9th, 1954, was also the day that he was given citizenship in 2015. So now he is a citizen of Japan. He no longer does any destruction. He is an advocate or an ambassador of travel. So
wait a minute. He's no longer destroying Tokyo or Tokyo Bay.
No.
Instead, he's coming on shore to the U.S. to fight King Kong.
Yeah. And the Kumikos. Kumikos, I think they're called.
Yeah. This
giant mantises,
This is the modern Godzilla, as part of the legendary MonsterVerse versus the original Godzilla.
It's my favorite.
So Marccella, I pulled up some images here.
Yeah.
This is from Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And the third character on the left is King Caesar.
It's hideous.
Well, do you remember this movie?
I've seen it. It's been a long time, but I've seen it.
Yeah, King Caesar was a guardian of one of the families on in the universe, and so he was a hero that teamed up with Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. This is I don't want to say the remake, but this was a couple of years ago.
Updated version?
An updated version of Godzilla against Mechagodzilla.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the original version, Mechagodzilla was a construct of alien beings.
Yeah. And
in this updated version, Mechagodzilla is a mech that is piloted by a pilot. It's a Jaeger, basically, that they build based on the DNA and bone structure of a dead Godzilla creature. Because we learn in more recent movies that there have been more than one Godzilla.
Mm-hmm. So he's actually taken from the head of King Ghidorah.
Well, no. Okay, so this is not the second in the legendary.
This is not
movie.
The American movie. So this is the one of the Japanese movies, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. The legendary film. Yes, they built Mechagodzilla out of the head of King Ghidorah. And speaking of King Ghidorah, he's right here in the center at the top, the three-headed dragon.
Yeah.
And
There's Minya
yeah, Minya, or
and
sometimes
the
he's
Thing.
referred to as Manila.
Minira.
Oh, okay. So that's how it's pronounced, Minya, but it's spelled Minilla.
Minira. Yeah. Which
And
just means mini Godzilla.
right, right.
Yeah.
It's basically the son of Godzilla, Willow.
Yeah,
And
no,
just so that you guys know, he's adopted. Yeah.
my old science teacher, JD Lees, actually was the writer of some of the Godzilla magazines, and so this is interesting. Like, he went off on a tangent about how bad the new, the remake of Godzilla was, and how that monster was compared to the son of Godzilla, and son of Godzilla is not as hated as the Matthew Broderick monster, Godzilla.
I mean, he's so cute.
Well, so that leads us to this comment from Andrew Milden. Are we not going to talk about the Godzilla with Matthew Broderick? We will in just a moment. But I've got to point out that this image on screen with all of these different monsters, and we've got King Ghidorah, we've got Gamera in the center, and can we just acknowledge for a minute that they're not even pretending that Gamera isn't some guy in a suit on his knees? And over to the left, I forget what the Tyrannosaurus monster was. I forget what he was called, but then we've got Rodan above him, the giant spider, and then right at the bottom to the left is Mothra, but in larva form. And then the giant snake, I forget what he was called, but this frame is from my all-time favorite Godzilla movie, Destroy All Monsters, where they are all of the monsters team up against an alien invasion, and I love this movie. Love. It's
So
like the Avengers.
Can I correct you, Johnny?
Yes.
That's not Gamera. They've never actually appeared on film together, except for maybe one of those videos where they do the God, what do they call them? Where they my kids watch these all the time. But that's Korra.
Okay. Wait
Yeah.
a minute. I thought Godzilla versus Gamera was a thing.
No.
Are you sure?
They were competitors in the movies.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Are you?
I don't believe you.
It's true. They never. I think they had a death battle. That was it. That's what they call those videos now, right?
Yeah, they did a Godzilla versus Gamera death battle. So, okay. So now that I'm seeing what Gamera looks like, he's just a big giant turtle.
Oh yeah, he's another one of my favorites.
Really?
Mm.
Okay, so apparently, yeah, it's all fan art and fan videos that exist. But there's been so much of it that, I just automatically
Mandela effect.
yeah, the Mandela effect. Well, that's hysterical. That's
always
so funny.
Been something people wanted, but it just never happened. They're just competitors in the theater. That was it.
Are they both Toho properties?
I don't know. That's a good question. That I don't know.
So Robert Seth Goodyear says, I can't get into the older movies of Godzilla, but the newer ones caught my attention. Doctor Who is a time travel show. The latest movie made me go, what? I'm excited to see where they go with the series. So you never got into the older Godzilla movies. They're so
ones.
Good. They are the best. Yeah. Now, look, I love the new ones, the legendary MonsterVerse movies, but these older ones are my favorite. Sandra Noel says, series called Steins Gate. Cool time stuff. Okay. Robert Seth Goodyear says, it's Baby. Are you talking about
Son of Godzilla?
Or Godzuki? No, Godzuki is from the animated television series.
He was his nephew.
Up from the depths,
Yeah.
30 stories high, breathing fire, he stands in the sky. Godzilla,
Godzilla. Oh my
Godzilla,
God.
and Godzuki. And so George Bueller asks, what do you all think of the legendary films, MonsterVerse films? I love them. These are the newer films that have been coming out. The American, films from Legendary. This is one of the frames. This is another.
That's cool.
I love, and I especially loved Godzilla versus Kong. I just had a blast with it.
It was
Marccella?
really good. I like the new one.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch this because now I'm curious. Yeah, no, that looks really neat.
Well, before we went live, Marccella, Willow admitted to me that the last Godzilla film she saw was the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie.
I know a lot of people hate it, but I loved it.
Well, here's the thing, and Marccella, you might be able to agree with me. Maybe you won't. As a Godzilla movie, it was awful.
It was terrible.
Okay.
But as a monster movie, it was really good. It was really a lot of fun. As a monster, but it was not Godzilla.
It's not Godzilla.
Yeah, if you watch it through a different lens, if you watch it as, a generic monster movie, kind of like how Pacific Rim, made no claims for the kaiju to be Godzilla creatures, although they were obviously inspired by Godzilla, and I loved Pacific Rim.
Like, I grew up watching Power Rangers.
Okay.
And I loved Power Rangers, and how I did not become a Godzilla fan, obsessed as much as you guys. I have no idea.
I mean, this frame could be right out of a Power Rangers TV show. Everything they did on Power Rangers was pioneered.
Very much inspired by Godzilla.
Yeah. And I forget this creature's name, Marccella.
That's one I can never remember either. I tend to stay away from the creepy looking ones.
Was he a good guy or a bad guy? I just don't remember.
I think he was a villain.
In.
But I have favorites that I love the Mothra films. I think I have them here.
Okay.
Godzilla. The original Godzilla, by the way, was really, really boring. There was so much hype. And then you see this thing for like 5 minutes on the screen and then you're done. And that was disappointing. And then the Americans took it and added I think it was Raymond Burr, an American actor.
Raymond Burr. Yep.
Yeah, to appeal to U.S. audiences. We didn't really need him. Godzilla was great on his own.
Well, so the original film was all about the atomic bomb.
Yep.
It was an allegory for the atomic bomb. And so, you wouldn't see the creature until really the very end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all about the fear and anticipation of what is to come, the devastation that is wrought in an instant, and then dealing with the aftermath. So
I still kind of feel bad for the people who took their time to build all those model houses and the buildings and all that, only to have a guy in a suit just come and crush everything.
Just stomp on him blindly. You can tell in some of those shots that he can't tell what he's stepping on. He's just stomping around. I love that. Now, my least favorite. Okay, so this weekend to prepare for this, I watched Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, one of the newer movies. I watched Godzilla versus Destroya, and I got to tell you something, Marccella. I did not like that movie.
You said that. No.
It bored the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. That movie did the same thing that Shin Godzilla did. This is a frame from Shin Godzilla. I was so excited to see this movie because so many people had, talked about how great they thought it was. And for me, Shin Godzilla is my least favorite. Because it's all about, Willow, the paralysis of government.
Yep.
And the inability to do anything. Well, with Godzilla versus Destroya, the science didn't make any sense. The solution was abandoned halfway through the execution of it, but you still had, I don't know. It was like they took all of these ideas from past Godzilla movies and put them together, but never like followed through with any of them. And the design of Destroya was cool, but Destroya was supposed to be able to destroy Godzilla, who was being consumed by his own atomic energy. Yep. And apparently he was about to melt down and destroy the Earth. And Destroya had this negative or zero oxygen power that was supposed to freeze him and destroy Godzilla, but it didn't work. It never happened. And then when Godzilla did melt down, it didn't destroy the world. His offspring, or Godzilla Jr., the smaller Godzilla, absorbed it and became the new Godzilla. Yeah. I don't know. It took me 2 days to watch it because it was a long movie.
I think it took me 2 days to watch Godzilla versus the Smog Monster.
Wow.
But Shin Godzilla starts with this googly-eyed sea serpent who evolves and morphs and becomes this creature. And then the solution, when Godzilla is sleeping, they pump his body full of liquid nitrogen to freeze him.
Yep.
But it takes like the entire movie for them to get to that point. And I don't remember. Did it even work?
It morphed him. He ended up. What do they say in Resident Evil? He get all that new material in his body just metamorphosed somehow. It did stop him for a bit.
Yeah, but I don't know. It was such a frustrating movie because it was
cool looking monster though.
Like, the design was very cool, but the story, and that's one of the reasons why people love it so much, is because the story was so frustrating, because it demonstrated the inability of government to do anything effectively, which they're not wrong.
No.
Now, my favorite, Marccella, as we've just seen with the reaction figure, will he stand on top?
Yay!
Is the character Jet Jaguar. This frame is actually taken from the PlayStation series or PlayStation game, but it was a great picture that really shows off Jet Jaguar. This was a character that was created, Willow, by a fan. Okay. Toho had a contest to create the new Godzilla hero, villain, monster, and a kid, I think a 10-year-old kid, created Jet Jaguar, a shape-changing or size-changing robot that could fly. And anyway, he submitted it, and he won the contest. And the whole idea was that they were going to create a franchise around this character. And did you know that, Marccella, that the original movie that he was in was, so the movie is called Godzilla versus Megalon, and Godzilla was like added to the movie as a secondary thought, because it was supposed to be a Jet Jaguar solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
And the studio got spooked, and they said, no, we got to make it a Godzilla movie. And so they added Godzilla to the movie.
Yep.
At the last minute. But nothing happened with this character, Willow.
No.
Interesting.
And what's really interesting is that Toho I think they own Ultraman.
Yeah.
And they just doubled down on Ultraman, and they shelved my favorite, Jet Jaguar, who I think is so much cooler than Ultraman. Because
there's only back.
And I
But
love the elements of like the old sci-fi films into that character.
yeah,
I love it. It's like it's an easy costume. Well, okay, not so much easy costume, but you could definitely replicate some of the parts of the costume using stuff around the home.
absolutely. Absolutely. And when last year or 2 years ago when they released a Jet Jaguar figure, about I think a 6 or 8 inch figure at Walmart, I lost my mind. I've got it on my desk downstairs. But
We
then
gotta
I
get
saw
the other
this one.
buddies there. We got Gigan next to Godzilla and Megalon
Uh-huh.
on this side.
Now that's right. Gigan joined Megalon in that
Mhm.
movie to face the two, Godzilla and
Well, he
Jet
had squared
Jaguar.
off with Godzilla first the year before.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And can move just a little bit. So can we see Gigan? So he's the one with the hooks for hands,
Yeah.
and he's become kind of a favorite Godzilla villain,
Looks
just
like a giant
because
chicken.
he kind of does.
Yeah.
But those
It
hooks,
was over.
man, those are
Like,
horrifying.
look at his beak.
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
the other guy looks like a giant fly.
yeah,
Megalon.
yeah. Megalon, yeah. Now, the one movie that I have not seen, Marcella, you're gonna freak out when I tell you this, and this I can't believe it. I have not seen Godzilla
Wow.
Final Wars,
You have to.
which everyone says is like the ultimate battle
It's pretty
royale
epic, yeah.
of all of the monsters.
Wow.
He fights your boy in there too. The other Godzilla.
What, Mecha Godzilla?
No, that imposter Godzilla.
What imposter?
That imposter we talked about earlier.
The Matthew Broderick one?
Yeah, nobody talks about that.
Well, I did not know that. Now I need to watch this even more. Oh, I can't wait to watch this. I did see Godzilla 2000. Yeah, Godzilla 2000. That was a lot of fun.
They're all
Again,
no.
alien space invaders, and Godzilla saves the Earth from alien invaders. I love that.
Well, that Matthew Broderick film was just supposed to tie Godzilla to New York City.
Yeah.
And we actually have another correlation, I guess you can say. We have a Yankee baseball player, it's a Japanese, Hideki Matsuki, I think it is, who is nicknamed Godzilla.
Oh,
And he helped us win our 27th,
nice.
Yeah. So that's our tie to Godzilla. We don't talk about the other movie.
Well, and I guess this week someone heard that we were going to be talking about Godzilla, and they thought we were going to be talking about the baseball player. And I'm like, no.
That's funny.
Andrew Milden asked this question: what do you think about the Godzilla series from 2000? This is the animated series that was based on the Matthew Broderick movie. That
And had Ian Zerling as the voice actor for the main character.
Now, I never watched it because, again, look, I liked the Matthew Broderick Godzilla movie as a movie. I did not like it as a Godzilla movie, so I had no desire to watch the animated series. But Willow, you did watch it.
I did. I loved it. But again, it was, a different take on the relationship between the humans and the monster. So it's
So what was the different take? Because in all throughout Godzilla's history, he's vacillated between chaotic force of destruction, villainous rage monster, or heroic protector.
they made him a protector. They made him the monster. Godzilla as the good guy that helped the humans protect New York.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that idea. That was the original Saturday morning animated series. He was a hero, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And in a lot of these movies, like Destroy All Monsters, he's a hero.
Or I should say, Godzilla was a female. I apologize. They made Godzilla into a female because she had babies.
Well, here's the thing about reptiles. Reptiles are asexual.
Mhm.
Well, not all, but many.
Yeah.
Many species of reptiles are asexual. So, like frogs, they can switch sexes. So, yeah.
But
So
Godzilla had previously been called It.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he never had a gender until much
Okay.
later. Yeah. But if they made her a girl, I mean,
Well, I couldn't remember if they actually. I think they referred to Godzilla as a female in the movies, but I can't remember if they did
well,
it.
yeah,
in the,
because Godzilla laid eggs.
Yeah.
And so in our
I can't
Western
remember if they
minds,
continued that in the series or not.
So Willow, would you recommend someone watch that Godzilla animated series from 2000?
Absolutely. Go in with an open mind though, because of if you're going in as a fan of Godzilla, yeah, you're gonna probably hate it because of whatever. But it just go in. It just enjoy it for what it was, as a way of introducing new fans to Godzilla.
I love that. Look, I'm a fan of any big stompy monster movie.
any kaiju.
Yeah, any kaiju movie, but Godzilla is definitely my favorite. George Bueller adds Skull Island was fun. Yes, it was.
Good movie, yeah.
Both King of the Monsters and Godzilla vs. Kong have some of the best cinematography of any of the recent American kaiju films. I will agree with that.
Yep.
And I loved, in Godzilla vs. Kong, Willow, Godzilla is just kind of this chaotic force of nature. He's neither good nor evil. He's just there. In the previous two movies, he's kind of a protector, defender of against the other kaiju. Yeah, I mean, he's really protecting his turf, but as a result of that, he's protecting our turf too. But in Godzilla versus Kong, he's just kind of this chaotic force of nature, and Kong is the quote unquote protector until it comes time to fight Mechagodzilla, and then they are both unified that Mechagodzilla is definitely the bad guy. And great movie. I love that Kong used that axe made out of one of Godzilla's scales. That was so cool. Now I want to go back and watch that.
So what is your all-time favorite Godzilla film?
Me? Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'd have to go with Godzilla versus Biollante.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which
is so hard to find right now.
Yeah, it is. It's impossible to find because I wanted to rewatch that because it's.
I have a copy.
Do you? It's on the top. It's like at the top of most people's lists. And I found it interesting. I did a list of the top 5, top 10 best Godzilla movies or favorite Godzilla movies, and almost every single one named Destroy All Monsters as their favorite. So I was like, oh, I had no idea. It's always been my favorite since I was a kid. And DL Memphis is with us this morning. She says, I would watch the Godzilla 2000 animated show. Does that mean you did watch it or you would watch it? You haven't watched it, but you would.
I'll watch it.
Yeah. I liked it for what it was. There was a lot of interesting cartoons around that time, and Godzilla was the one that I would watch kind of more religiously.
It was the last of the Saturday morning TV shows too.
Wow.
It was right there at the last of the era, and you know what? Is it on Netflix or any streaming service? Do you know?
Probably, I would think so.
And DL Memphis says, I would watch it. I didn't know it existed. Yeah, I was aware of it, but I never watched it just because I don't know. I never did, but I'm not opposed to it. I'm like, maybe I should watch it. That'll be a good one to review for Saturday morning. Let's watch it together, Willow. Find it on a
Sure.
streaming service,
Stream it.
and we'll watch a couple of episodes and review it on the show. Now, I currently am watching Pacific Rim Black on Netflix. What a great show.
I've never seen any of them. Yeah.
Well, listen, Pacific Rim is basically Godzilla versus Gundam.
Whoa. Okay.
That's the premise, but without calling it Godzilla or Gundam.
All right. I'll have to add that. Right now, I'm in the zombie
good.
pick.
So good. So good. I love Pacific Rim. All right. Well, guys, believe it or not, we're over time again.
Ooh.
How does that happen, Willow?
We get so lost in the conversation.
And, you know, I had thought that I was going to spotlight some new comics this week, and we're not going to have time. But Mighty Mascots, by the way, from Alterna Press, I'm just going to tell you guys about this. Mighty Mascots, a radioactive accident at a cereal plant causes the cereal mascots to come to life, and they become superheroes.
Interesting.
And that's all you need to know.
You
So
have my
if Dylan
attention.
murders them. Is he a serial killer?
No, there are no serial killers. But
But
this was one of the most fun stories I've read in 20 years. It was so good. And look at the price point on that.
Oh, wow.
$1.99.
When was the last time you saw that?
Well, Alterna Comics, they print everything on traditional newsprint. And so their books are very inexpensive, but such
Nice.
high quality with the writing and the art. And Mighty Mascots, for you cereal boxer fans, is the one to pick up from Alterna Press. And if you are in Middle Tennessee, you can get that from one of our sponsors at Smokey's Toys and Collectibles. And that reminds me, D, you're not D, you're Willow. That reminds me, Willow, you can see what force of habit does, right? That reminds me, we need to thank our sponsor, Entertainment Earth. You can get the Godzilla and Jet Jaguar Super 7 reaction figures at Entertainment Earth. Click the link in our show notes. And speaking of comics, tfaw.com, Things from Another World, is your source to get some amazing comics, including the Mighty Mascots. Click the links in the show notes below. And with that, Marccella, final thoughts on Godzilla. If you could watch only one Godzilla movie, what would it be?
Oh, wow. It would be Godzilla versus Megalon.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Willow, you're not as familiar as Marccella
No.
and I, but if you were to pick one other than the Matthew Broderick movie, out of the movies we've talked about, which one do you think you will go watch?
Oh, you know what? I remember watching the one the Monster Island one. Bits and
Destroy
pieces.
All
So
Monsters.
I want to finish watching that and see where it goes.
Okay. And I forgot to mention that I was exposed to Godzilla movies on Saturday afternoon by this guy.
Oh,
Super host. We're going to watch some Godzilla movies now. I love Superhost. Anyway, well, Marccella, tell everyone where they can follow, find, and support you.
Oh, wow. Look for us on Instagram, La Petite Lune. Crystals, it's our little business. My daughter is 10 years old and autistic, who does not love Godzilla as much as I do. She owns a business, and that's usually the first place we send people. She's also on TikTok under La Petite Lune Crystals. And just find me under my link tree. It's actually Marccella. That's it. Everything is always Marccella.
Marccella. All right. And Willow, where can people follow, find, and support you?
You can find me pretty much all over social media. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Yeah, so search my name right there. You'll find me.
Outstanding. And guys, the Ritz peanut butter crackers leaves a very odd aftertaste in the mouth afterwards. I'm gonna have to go
Brush your
my
teeth.
tongue because it's not good.
Hmm.
It was okay going down, but a few minutes later, will it cereal? Maybe not. But tune in next week to find out what our next Will It cereal taste test is going to be. Dun, dun, dun. All right. With that, everyone, you can follow, find, and support me at johnpyka.com. And if you love the show, become a supporter at buymeacoffee.com/cerealboxpod. If you hate the show, become a contributor at a higher level, contribute even more so that we can make improvements just for you. And until the next time, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share it with 200-300 of your closest friends and family. Tell them to come share the fun. And we love you, mean it. And we'll catch you on the back of the cereal box. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a great day. Saturday, do what you